Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and describe percent of change. I'm going to use this handout to kind of guide me through it. So here we go. Percent of change can be described as the change over time by either an increase or a decrease. Okay, guys, it can be solved by using a percent proportion in which the values are plugged into the formula below. So again, we have another formula. And if you look at this, you're going to notice it actually looks like two fractions, but instead of numbers, it's got words. So the percent symbol is what we're trying to figure out because that's the percent of change. It's over 100, and that's going to be equal to the change that we see divided by the original. So change can be represented by the difference between the new and the original values. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and look at some different examples down below and kind of talk you through this. Okay, so the first step is going to be using the information that they're talking about. Now, this is an example using a gallon of milk. So back in 2000, which would have been the original price, it cost $2.79 for a gallon of milk. Okay. As we move forward in time, the new price is $3.98 in 2015. So if we wanted to find out the change in price, we would need to take the new price and subtract the old price to find the difference. Okay. And our difference is going to be $1.19. Okay. So by subtracting the new price minus the old price, we find out that the change is $1.19. And then we are going to go ahead and plug in that information into our formula, which we have above. Okay, so we still don't know the percent. That's what we're trying to solve for. We know that we're going to divide that by 100, and that's going to be equal to the change, which is $1.19, the difference between the two prices, and the original cost, which is $2.79. Okay, so now what we can do is a little cross multiplying and dividing. We're basically, instead of having two division problems on either side of our equation, we are going to go ahead and cross multiply, right? So if I divide by, multiply by 100 on this side, I cancel it out, which turns into a multiplication problem on this side. And then the same thing over here. So I end up with $2.79, okay, that I am, and by multiplying this by 100, I'm basically getting 119 because the decimal is just going to shift to place values, okay. I'm going to take 119 and divide it by $2.79, and that is going to give me my percent of change. Okay, and so using my calculator to calculate this out, if I took 119 and divided it by $2.79, it would give me my solution, which is actually 42 point, and it says 6, 5, and then decimals all the way to the end of the calculator. I can round this up to the nearest tenths place value if I wanted to. I could leave it at the hundredths place value. So I could have 42.65%, or this 5 could make that 6 round up, and I could say 42.7%. And the difference between an increase and a decrease is, did my price go up or did my price go down? In this case, it was an increase because it got more expensive as the time went on. So I saw an increase of 42.7% in the cost of milk from 2000 to 2015. Okay. So again, it's kind of one of those cross multiply and divide type of problems. But you go ahead and try the pizza one, and then I will show you if you were correct or not. Good luck. Okay, so the frozen pizza, we'll see how correct you were. I wrote down the information. Again, the original cost was $3 to start with in 2000. The new price actually was a decrease, less expensive, at $2.50, which means $3 minus $2.50 equals 50 cents of a change. This time, instead of putting the percent symbol, I just put the variable x, which is what we were trying to solve for. over 100, and that's equal to 50 cents or 0.5 divided by $3. That is an obvious decrease since the price went down. And if you divided it out, right, you would have, and what I did was 100 times 0.5, which turned it into 50. Okay, by doing that to both sides of the equation, that's gone, and now I'm just solving for x, or our percent. So 50 divided by 3 equaled 16%, with a repeating decimal of a 6, continuing on forever, which I rounded up, or we could simply leave it at 16.6 bar notated percent, depending on what it was that we were asked to do for our answer. Okay, so nice job. Hope you guys were successful. And if you'd like to try the last one, you go right ahead and you can check on that with me on the next class day. You are going to need to know how to find percent of change on the assignment that we are giving out with the discounts, taxes, and tips. There are 10 questions, and a couple of them actually include percent of change. So remember, original is what's on the bottom, and we are dividing change by that original. Okay, so that is definitely going to help you. Good luck.